If I recall correctly, you guys were still inside the archives
Yeah,
last week.
that was where we ended.
Well, you people still have access to the archives. Does anybody here has any more questions that you would like to research before you depart from the city?
No.
Well, Shrimpy did the research on our stones. Just give me 1 second.
Are there any books on the perfect backflip form?
I mean, these records that have been literally chiseled into stone and steel to stop the passage from time from prematurely weathering them, stretching back thousands of years into the past, for which you could ask any question. Yes, sure. And also, let's have a look and see if anybody there has recorded anything about.
I mean, backflip.
Do I add anything?
It's advantage and it's an investigation check. No, actually, I lie. It's a history check.
History 7.
You do not find anything related to the backflips. However, you do find a reference to a book that is supposed, if once read, to grant you the knowledge of the perfect backflip. A backflip of such awe-inspiring display of skill and ability that it is capable of bringing entire crowds of people to tears and stopping charging armies from fighting.
Well, I have a new life goal.
We generate a name for this man quickly.
Just give me 1 sec, guys. I'll be with you now.
The book is wrote by Bungo Cade. The title is simply Backflips, the source of ultimate cosmic power? ?
You just made that up on the spot, didn't you?
Actually, only the name of the person. Because this is Zippo we're talking about.
Well, I need to find that book.
Anything else?
Actually, I have one. Given my search, my earlier search for information on the mighty and noble Cthulhu turned up stories of madness and insanity and general bad shit happening. I'd like to try and see if there's any references to where Cthulhu's done something good. I still believe that this is hogwash.
So you're basically looking for just any references to events in Hall and Cthulhu, and you're going to be going through them to see if any of those events were positive in their impact on the lives of...
Well, it's not so much about the impact or how positive impact. It's, in my mind, the madness that and everything that's been happening. Cthulhu's trying to stop that from happening.
Sure, make an investigation.
So
or history check. What does it mean, investigation?
Investigation or history?
History with because
with
the archivist is still there with you guys. The keeper. So everybody's audio working, by the way, for Tabletop Sim.
Yep.
Yes.
History of 13.
13. You track back a couple of 100 years, trying to check the more recent records within your time period. You know, things that happened in the last 2 or 3 centuries or so. And at first you find a promising lead. You read about a city on the coast that was beset, a port beset by pirates, blockaded, and with most of the trade in shambles, and the people starting to starve and leave the village, and cutthroats moving in, and loan sharks in the underground, and just general crime rate going up, and in circumstances becoming incredibly shitty. A priest of the nameless god nearly drowned on the city and at the city, and after his near drowning experience, he managed to wash a beach up on the beach. And when they tried to resuscitate his body, because he was waterlogged and dead as far as they could tell at the time, he woke up, coughing up enormous amount of seawater, and immediately started raving about enormous, tentacles and barnacle-encrusted thrones, and the great being whose return would herald a change in the world. And everybody just thought he was a crazy priest who, went a little bit loopy after nearly dying. And gradually, he was shown to have gained some unusual powers. He said about healing the sick, mending wounds, and generally just being an inspiring voice in this community and turning it around and managing to drive most of the criminals from the city before promptly having one of the largest mass suicides in history, where the entire town collectively committed suicide under his sway once he had driven the criminals out.
Truly terrible ending. But it gives me hope. And more than a little confusion now. But that's okay. Let's just see here. Okay. Yeah, I think that's everything from my side.
So Razgor looks deep in thought. He tromps off to the city to go do Razgor things. The rest of you are done in the archives. Letty,
Yeah, we are.
Cleve got any more info?
Unless Cleve can find a library that has this book by Mr. Bongo, then Cleve's good.
Alrighty. The last known copy of this book, according to the reference text you have there, they were found in the Great Library of Minsk.
Okie doke.
Okay. So, if there's nothing more you want to hear on here, the archivist leads you back up out of the deep archiving crypts.
As we walk out, does the archivist walk with us up there, or stay
She
behind
basically
the
leads you
archivist?
back to the top of the stairs, and then
When we get to the top of the stairs, I want to thank her for her time and assistance, and hope to see her again at some point, if the king will avail us the use of the archives again in future.
She nods and thanks you graciously, and you see she takes out a heavy set of keys and shuts the door behind you and starts locking it up. And you see it's got quite a lot of locks. A number of padlocks and locks sit into the door frame itself to keep the archives themselves secure. So, you joys have got a whole city before you and nobody to kill you. What are your plans of action for the day?
Whoa.
Yeah, it's been like combat 24/7 like the last couple of sessions.
Yeah,
Now they're not getting murdered. It's
What
like,
do we
nah,
do
what
now? We're
now?
not killing.
well. I ask Shrimp if you have the time, based on the information that you have been able to learn regarding these stones, can we not see how we could find out how they interact with each other, and how we could perhaps use this to our advantage?
I do not know. This requires more research.
I think what he's asking is if you want to research that.
Yes.
Yes, that was kind of the question.
Sorry, I completely misunderstood.
That's okay. That's nobody's perfect.
So, should we head back to Hermiel and then find the rest of these rocks?
probably, like, I don't know, buy some provisions and stuff.
I mean, that's a good point.
Get some stuff that dwarfs make and get it delivered to Homeal.
Take advantage of the time and stock up like Cleve said.
All right, what are you guys looking to purchase?
Well, Razgor's gonna want to offer displaced dwarfs a home in Homeal. So, we're probably gonna need someone or some people to build houses fit for dwarves. Because there's not really anyone that can build houses there, really, that are good.
True. So what, your first mission is going to be to what, find a mason or somebody that's...
Yeah.
or an architect?
Well,
or
see
what
if
are you
there are
looking
any
for exactly?
displaced ones that wish to move, and also go along like any like trading companies that want to come down to Homeal and set up trade routes.
All right. Well, I think the safest way to do it is you guys still have an audience pending with the king.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably going to be your safest bet just to pitch your ideas to him
Okay.
and see what he can come up with, rather than wandering the entire city trying to find a random person. Hey, have you lost your house? You want to move? Hey, have you lost your house? You want to move?
Have you been in an accident?
Probably gonna
That
be-
wasn't your fault.
Hey, can you build houses? Want to move?
Yeah, so it's probably going to be a little bit easier. Is there anything else you guys want to do then in between now and your audience?
Other than try and do a bit of research on those stones, not really for my.
Okay. So, you guys knock off for the rest of the day. Head back to your tavern / inn / home that you've been staying in the last week or so here in the Dwarven City. And spend most of the day just relaxing. But Asgore climbs into his ale barrel again, as per tradition. And yeah, you guys are just relaxing, taking a breather after fighting your way through literally an entire keep and its occupants. Resting up injuries and wounds and just living the good life. Not so much your robot companion who doesn't really care about any of that, but you know, he's there, he's doing.
I am doing things.
Late afternoon, Belgor arrives, steps inside the room, looks around, lot lounging about, and then you hear outside the sound of many booted feet, followed by a clear. And moments later, you see the king enter. Steps inside and looks around at you lot.
I stand up and offer a polite bow. He is royalty after. I think that's what you're supposed to do.
It's pretty accurate. He's like, well,
Yeah, I bow.
oh, I was gonna say, he's like, looks at you, lady. It is
Yeah,
customary
yeah,
to.
bow.
Oh, he's like, it is customary to bow in the royal presence, but I suppose in these circumstances, after being carried like a sack of grain by you lot, you can let them. I decided to have our new meeting in somewhat less formal circumstances. It's terribly hard to have conversation when one is throne looking down on the rest of the meeting members. I bring a gift. You, strange metal man.
Hello.
He looks behind him and you see a guard hurry over, carrying a large leather-bound bundle that he hands to the king. I have a gift for you. And he walks over and holds out this bundle. It's probably about a good 30 centimeters long in every direction, like a large square. and it's probably about a good 15 centimeters thick. It's just like wrapped in leather hide.
Okay, I take it.
I think you might find some use in it. It was said to belong to Companion of the Dawnhammer. And I think out of your group, from the feats I've heard you display, engineering, that you'd find some interesting uses.
Thank you, Your Highness. Is that?
That is good.
Okay,
So,
thanks.
if there's anything else from you fine gentlemen, I'll leave you to your rest.
Rasgor had some ideas, but he's drowned himself in some ale.
A popular pastime these days.
He wanted to ask you if displaced dwarves could be told that they have a nice, bright future in Homeal if they want.
Do they?
Well, it is a town on the up and up.
My people are, shall I put it politely, disinclined to mix with the surface races. However, in light of your service, I shall issue a decree that all those who wish to may move to your province or city. Is it a town or a city? I'm not really familiar with that part of the country.
To be honest with you, my lord, at the moment it's not much of anything. From what we have seen at some point in the past, it was a largish town, we imagine, and we know that the Dawnbringer lived there. But we are hoping to rebuild it and take it back to its days of glory and beauty. And your help would be greatly appreciated.
Well, a city needs coin. What is your primary export? Perhaps we can trade.
There is a stone quarry not far from the town itself that we are, and with Lord Balgar's help, in the process of reopening and to mine stone from. There are also there's a large forest nearby, and we have recently also started or laid out the foundation for trade with a group of farmers, as it were, for bounties from the forest, including fruit, meat, and other such materials, which we would in turn be more than happy to trade with you. Yeah, I'm not telling the Dwarf King that it's the potentially goblin druids at this stage, because we don't know what their agenda is really so much. So until we
Well,
know a little bit more about what the goblin druids want, farmers are better than that.
well, I shall put forth your idea to the merchant clans and see what they decide. Entirely at my decision. But I think that they will look favorably upon your trade, seeing as our current predicament did come internally. It didn't come from the outside, and perhaps we can use that as leverage for them to ease up a little bit on the surface trades and get our people in the circulation some coin to be made.
Or perhaps, my lord, you yourself could take control of the trade routes to help provide competition to the merchant class. Would that surely not help to keep the prices in check and also
Dwarven
prove to your
politics
people
are
that you are more than that?
Dwarven politics are complex.
Oh, I understand.
So trade is a route. That sounds very good. Yep, that doesn't sound like it should be a problem. I can't imagine them turning the idea down. If there's money to be made, I'm sure they're interested. Is there anything else? Unfortunately, affairs of state do keep me quite busy. I doubt I'll have much time to see you again soon.
I think that's pretty much everything.
Well then, kind sirs.
I do have one request, my lord, if I may. Would it be possible for us to make use of the archives again, should we need them?
Oh,
Would
surely.
we be permitted this boon?
Of course, that's... I imagine that's what you and Belagar bargained for initially, is access to the archive. And he looks
Thank
at
you for
Belagar, and
your
Belagar...
kind-
You guys see Belagar standing behind him, kind of like going, like, no. It's like a one-time thing, but the king's like, yeah. No, I don't foresee it being a problem.
I thank you for your kindness, my lord.
Well, if that is all, then I will bid you fine gentlemen good day. I wish you a long and happy life. If you wish to stay a few more days in our city and watch us rebuild, spend some of your coin to stimulate the economy, I heartily endorse it.
Oh,
We
Otherwise,
would be honored, my lord.
one more thing. Did you have
Yeah.
did you have a chance to talk to Donald, son of Donald?
I did indeed speak to Donald shortly after you left. I had him summoned to court. Shame, the poor boy was in quite a state. He thought he had done something wrong. I agree with your assessment of him. He is a fine young man, and I will be inducting him into my guard. I'm sure he will rise up quite highly in the ranks if he is as steadfast as his father is.
He surely
What?
is.
I look forward to hearing about his exploits. His mother came with him, and she retold the tale that you had told her of his valiant last stand in the face of overwhelming odds.
It was
Surely there's no finer way to...
It was pretty amazing.
From what I hear, it was spectacular. I hear there's already a tale in the taverns getting concocted by the bards. I'm sure there will be many a song sung about it. Well, gentlemen, I will be off. You must have a fantastic journey, and perhaps we will speak again in the future.
It would be an honor, sir. May the stone guide you, and bow.
He does a little
Whatever.
half bow in the reply. Not quite as low as yours, as that would be against decorum, but a little half bow. See him like step out, and your guard forming up, clatter, attack, mail, and people start going up. Leaving just Belagar. And as you hear the party outside leave, Belagar goes, "Well, glad you bunch of surface dwellers didn't screw that up well, rightly. Half surprised you got a civil tongue in your head." Right, so I've been told we need to form up some wagons and whatnot. Are any of you good at wrangling, or do you need people to help you drive them back to your home?
Well, I figured you'd be coming. Gotta get back to your boats.
I have family business to attend to for the time being. Many of my kinsmen passed in the conflagration. But there seems to be a shipment of ale marked for one Razgor that is supposed to be shipped down to Homiel. I'm not sure which of you organized it. I'm not aware. Fellow looked incredibly perplexed and a little bit stressed out about the entire thing, so I'm not entirely sure what happened there.
Neither are we, to be honest. Perhaps Gralden knows? Wait, where is Gralden?
He's like on the ceiling, on the roof.
Oh God!
Is he meditating?
He's meditating, yes, after kung fu
okay.
fighting the entire city guard.
It would not surprise me if Razgor made the arrangements himself, though.
It's like
So.
a single
Sir Dwarf.
single thumbs up comes out of the barrel.
Alright, well, I can provide you with some adventurous types who'd be willing to drive the casks back. It's about 40 barrels in total.
Sounds like a lot.
Well, I can only assume that your friend bought it. I don't know. Like I said, the gentleman he spoke to looked very, very nervous for some reason. You didn't threaten him, did you?
We were here the whole time. Sorry.
Oh,
It's just
I'll be at
memories
his
of
event.
Razgor's trip through town.
Well then, there's about half a dozen caravan drivers that'll be willing to drive it back. If you want, you can leave with them. If you want, they can go on their own. Apparently made the journey up the south once before, so... Yeah, it's up to you lot. Do you want to travel on your own, or should I tell them to head off?
I should probably travel with them.
That makes sense.
Alright, well,
Yeah.
I'll be packing up day after tomorrow, so if you got any business you want to handle, I recommend you get that done. Can't say it's been a pleasure knowing you, but... Yeah. Anyway, turns around and you walk. Never one forward.
Small talk.
So, unless there's anything
Okay.
else you find Mentalgens want to do before you leave.
I would like to.
No, except... Yeah?
I would like to find the finest dwarven tailors and get them to make a handful of exercise suits for my backflip followers back in town.
What?
Sure, head out. Okay, so you head out into town. Is everybody else going with Clee for his little shopping experience?
No, I was just wondering what was the thing I got.
Sure, you unwrap the bundle. And inside, you find spice. No. Inside, you find an
Spice.
enormous leather-bound book. And when you crack the book open, the first thing you notice is that the leather itself is very, very dark. And even though it's not oiled, the surface is smooth with age of the leather itself. And when you look closer, you see that it appears to be bound in several faces. And when you look closer, you see the spine appears to be made out of beard. The entire book seems to have been stretched like faces that have been cut off and then, or flensed off, whatever you want to call them, so that the skin itself is separated from the skull and then bound into leather, and then with the back spine of the book being formed from the braided beards of these faces that have been cut off. It has no title, just smooth, dark leather. Rimples in places where you suspect eye sockets were, or mouth.
So
When you open it,
weird.
the interior is almost completely black, each page. And immediately you think it. But as you look closer at it, you notice that it's not that the page itself is black. It's filled with writing that is so dense and so interlocked. It's as if somebody wrote thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of lines crossing over each other on every single, until it looks like a solid black ink blot that covers the entirety of the page. And only if you look at it very carefully, the longer you look at it, the slower the words separate from each other, become legible sentences. And the interior is just a treasure trove of arcane. You see conjuration, necromancy, evocation, illusion, divination, enchantment. Ruins of all kinds scrolled on the interior of the page. And you realize what you've been given is a spellbook. In game terms, you can spend 1 week studying the book, and at the end of that week, you can learn a spell equal to, or up to, the level of your highest level spells. So if you can currently cast level 4 spell, you can spend a week studying the book. At the end of that week, you can then add a new level 4 spell to your book. Or to your own spell.
Ooh.
If you study the book for 1 year every week, then you will unlock the book full power.
Study
So
book
when you
for
say
1
study,
year.
does that mean like do nothing but read the book 24 hours a day?
Pretty much.
Okay.
1 year total.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So in practical terms, that's 52 weeks.
Okay.
So, Cleve,
Yo.
you head into town to go look for the finest dwarven tailor. First off, the town is busy, as there are people going every which way direction. There are construction crews, there are soldiers, there are rescue workers, there are builders, there are just people everywhere. As far as you can tell, it is just a ridiculous amount of people going in every which way direction. But you make your way out. Make a perception check for me. Make a spot around, see if you can see any tailor. Any fine dwarven tailor. You step into the dwarven
Perception, you say?
perception. Yeah, you glance around looking for a shop.
21.
Jeebus. You spot a dwarven shop that looks very unusual. Where most dwarven shops are generally stoutly built, dour, very plain, thick workmanlike lettering, very utilitarian, built to last until Grandpappy's day. This shop is painted a bright red shade. It has glass windows, surprisingly, in front, and dwarven mannequins set out wearing finely tailored suits and ball gowns and beard holders and all sorts of different things that are displayed proudly in the front of this shop. And in front of it, on top of the door, you see stenciled in florid ornate lettering in a very eye-searingly gauche, like terrible pink color. You see Fenthic's fabulous wear.
Yes, this will do.
Right, you step into the building, opening the front door, and you hear a soft ding-ling-ling-ling. Step inside. And from the back here, up right there, please wait!
Oh no.
And a few moments later, you see a dwarf
Wow.
with a incredibly luxurious beard. I'm talking this beard starts just under his nose and then moves in a good 2 feet to the left and right of him and then goes back down probably like to his ankles, probably about a good another 3.5, almost 4 feet. That has
Please
been...
tell me he's got that waxed mustache.
Oh no, he doesn't have wax. It looks like an enormous bush of like candy floss. It has been dyed a light pink color. He is wearing a finely tailored, extremely well-made blue jacket with a neon green shirt underneath that, a red tie, and orange pants and shiny black shoes.
Wow.
He looks like an explosion in a paint factory that has come to life and is just drifting across the floor. Where most dwarves stomp when they walk, this one almost twinkle toes across towards you on the tippy toes of his feet, like he's floating across the ground. Welcome, welcome! And then he sees you. Oh, well, you're a tall one, aren't you? Sir, what can I do for you, my little friend? And then he giggles at his own little joke.
Well, there are no other tailors that look good.
I mean, you can step outside if you want to look at someone else. Well, speak up, speak up.
Rush order. I need about 10 one-piece, very elastic suits that are capable
Suits
of
to
backflips.
dine in, suits to dine in, suits to dance in, suits to party.
Let's go for the last two.
Oh my, is there a particular design you haven't discussed?
Have you ever heard of tie-dye?
Darling, look at me.
I need tie-dye and I need sparkles.
Sparkles, sparkles, sparkles. Now that is going to be a little bit tricky, but I'm sure we can make do. And you say you need 10 of these extravagant designs.
Yes.
And when will you get them by?
Tomorrow.
Oh, It'll be another all-nighter.
And if
My
possible,
heart.
on the back, big picture of my face, and Cleef's All-Stars written on it.
Oh, okay. Wait here. And you see, like, fan himself vigorously with one hand. Bertram! Where are you? And you hear from him, coming, darling, from behind. And you see another dwarf step into the room that is dressed in very similar garb,
God, you are making it difficult to drink right now.
wearing a very elaborate white shirt with the puffy sleeves and the frills at the neck and the frills at the wrists. And you can see this one has got the very mustachio treatment, like the waxed mustache, the one that curls to either side of the nose. The kind of mustache that emphasizes points of own, that talks and makes you listen. And he's wearing, over this red shirt, you see like an overjacket that's bright purple. And he goes, yes, dear. And he goes, Bertram, I need you to take this man's face so that we can put it on the clothing. He goes, oh, challenge for my skills. You see him like scurry backwards. He brings out an easel and starts sitting it up. Take your face down, Hippo. Take a pose, young man. It's time for us to draw.
I sit there kind of with a grimace on. I'm deeply uncomfortable.
Do you need a grimace on your picture, or? I'm just asking.
Just an uncomfortable looking Cleef, trying to look confused.
Trying to look confused. See him like start. Actually, dice here. See how this boy. Ooh, that's good. Okay. Keith, you sit for a good 20 minutes as he sketches your likeness. He turns around and goes, how does this look? And it is the spitting image of you. Like you are... Yes. It looks exactly like you. Like he has perfectly captured the essence of Cleve. And you see the other ones go around, have a look. Oh, Bertrand, you've done it again. He's like, I know. All right. So, rush job, 10 of these. That'll be 150 silver.
Okay.
You see him like double clutch a moment as you're just like, okay. Are you sure you heard me right here? I said 150 silver.
Okay.
Bertrand! And he like turns around. So, I will get these ready for you. Where would you like us to deliver them for you? Or will you be collected?
I'll come collect them in the morning.
Fabulous. Come on, dear. Let's get started. And you hear him holler to the back. Come on, lads. We've
If
got
you want
rush
to make
job."
any artistic flourishes to make each one unique, feel free.
He's not one to send buoyant dwarves to know where he lives.
You hear in the back there's a hubbub. Sounds like there's probably like 5 or 6 of them in the back there altogether.
Why?
And
Just realized that my next character is going to be one of Bertram's cousins, who's also in the fashion industry, and it will be awesome.
All right, and you are left very confused. They start with your order. Is there anything else for you, Hippo?
No, Cleef's good.
Cleves. Alrighty.
I
So,
think has been smart enough for one day.
hey, not all dwarves have to be dour, I'll have you know. Alrighty, so the evening passes uneventfully. You gentlemen do gentleman things, I'm assuming. Relax, take it easy, enjoy a day where various internal organs are not getting perforated and or bludgeoned. Night
It's
passes. It's very nice. Morning comes. Cleve, you make your way to the shop. Find yourself presented with the most elaborate packaging that you've seen in your entire life. Each uniform masterfully made, the dyes vibrant, the fibers stretchable yet tough. Like the clothing is probably going to be the most impressive piece of material that the people of Homeal will probably see for the next 4 generations. Like, even though these guys are a little bit wacky, like the craftsmen is freaking amazing. Like, it is... Like, this is just some of the best, well-made, well-tailored clothing you've seen in your entire life. And on the back of each one of them is your logo, as well as a hauntingly lifelike replica of your face that has somehow been dyed into the clothing. And you see your tailor's like, oh! And you can see he's got like some circles under his eyes. It took us 57 tries to get the dye job correct, but we managed to do it in the end. What do you think?
It'll do.
Fabulous! So, if you would be so kind as to provide those funds.
I don't... Do you have change for a gold?
Please wait here. And you see him like go to the back and you're... You see one of them step up. Sure. I mean, sure. That shouldn't be a problem. And counts it out. 2, 3. Technically, that's 2 gold that I would have to have change for.
This is correct.
Okay. Takes the money, counts out the coins, and slides them across the table to you. And looks very reluctant to let them go.
I slide the gold across and quickly collect my money.
Looks so tempted, and he's like, well then, if there's anything else, please don't be a stranger. We look forward to seeing you in our shop again.
Hopefully there'll be trade links soon to where I'm from, and I may need more.
Oh, really? And which town or city are you from, sir?
I'll let you know.
Huh. Well, very well. Enjoy. And he turns around and prances off to the back where you can hear leaving you with some boxes that have been wrapped in varying shades of wrapping paper, each of them with colored ribbons around them for each individual uniform.
I thought Cleef's backflips were for all.
Apparently not.
They're already living their best life. They need no intervention from Cleve.
So, Keith, you now have 10 boxes of varying colors, all wrapped in gift paper, all with gift wrap around them, gift wrap and ribbons around them.
I'm gonna bob them in my bag of holding.
For a bag of holding, your hat of holding.
My hat of holding.
Okay. If there's anything else, Brienne, you good?
I'm good for now. I'm spending my time in prayer and meditation.
Ah, excellent. And what about a Robo-Man? Is Robo-Man good?
Yeah, I am good.
Okay, so for the narrative purposes, unless you guys want me to roll encounter chart for you all the way back to O'Neill.
No, it's quite alright.
Quite a... The following morning dawns bright and clear as 3 carts stacked with kegs full of ale, beer, are drawn up in front of your lodgings, pulled by oxen, and each of them with a pair of drivers. A surely group, most of them, except for one bright fellow who greets you quite happily as you step out, who will be your traveling companions for the next several weeks. 3-4 weeks to make your way back to the town of Homiel from the Dwarven City. Time passes quite uneventfully as you guys take a nice, long, leisurely trip all the way to the Trident, where you once more board a ferry, Dark River, to find a flourishing town now that the fishing industry has soared. You see several buildings actually standing empty, and as you pass through, eat breakfast, listen to the usual rumor mill, all that kind of thing, you find that a few families have left town for Homemeal. It seems that rumors were spreading of some great economic boom going on up there, and several of the
I
families.
wonder who could have started that.
Yeah, I'm gonna whilst we're walking through again. Boy, I can't wait for the new life that awaits me in the bustling town of Homeal. That's right. Homeal is where I'm going. That's the town for me.
The town of the future, everybody.
Roll your deception check
My
for me.
future awaits in Homeal.
Homeal
Performance
is
check
where
and,
I'm.
Performance, you say?
we-
Or
are you
deception?
assisting Brian?
I'm trying. Can I help?
Yeah, roll advantage if Brian is assisting. So the two of you are just doing a really bad catfishing impression as you go up there.
18.
Okay, and then do
Brian
your
just asks, where? Why, that's Homeal. Homyel. Homeal.
All right, and then one more deception check for me.
Deception.
Hopefully, with advantage.
Deception.
Or-
With advantage.
With advantage, Hippo.
With advantages, because you are assisting.
17.
17. Okay. Let's see if the crowd picks up on anything weird as you go past.
Nope.
Ooh.
Nothing
That's
weird
gonna be
here.
it. They're like, oh man, this place sounds awesome. Maybe those guys left did have the right idea. Okay. Once more, purchase new oxen, load up the carts, spend a nice afternoon in the inn while all that stuff is getting done, and set out for Homeal, and travel towards the city that you guys have defended, rebuilt quite successfully up to this time. And on the late afternoon of the 4th week on your way back to Homeal, as you step out from the pathway leading up to the village, you are immediately greeted by an enormous stone boulder, fully as long as you are tall, Hippo, getting thrown in your direction before splashing and nearly hitting you. Splashing into the river, followed by, "Lug, sorry, lug, miss," from the distance. You just hear somebody, "Lug, why'd you do that? Lug, no good." And your caravan drivers are a little bit spooked at a giant rock having just sailed overhead and nearly flattened them.
Sorry, is Lunk? Can I infer from the tone of Lunk if he's sorry because he missed, or he's sorry and he missed?
He's all of the above. Lunk is Lunk.
I'll just shout loudly, Lunk, stop throwing stones at us.
Lunk no throw stone. Lunk try make wall. Lunk miss stone bad.
Well, at least
That's
he's-
okay, Lunk.
At least I put
Try-
him into use.
Just try harder.
As
You
guys
can
make your way. As you guys make your way up towards Homeal,
Do
you see that in front of the gates, to the left and to the right of it, area has been cleared of grass, trees, and basically undergrowth. And there are now several dozen 5-foot squares of stone that have been stacked, 8 long, 5 high, in front of this gate. Getting ready. Looks like they want to start rebuilding the wall surrounding Homeal. And Lunk is busy with a new project to the right of it, where you see where the pile of lumber formerly lay that Razgor's men had been doing strength training with, that they are busy excavating enormous moat, starting at the bottom down here. So, starting down here, and they're slowly basically digging a moat out around the city under the direction of several of the men there. The walls themselves have not been repaired yet. However, something that brings a tear to your eye, Cleve, is that a lot of these stone that they have chipped off from the blocks, the irregular stone pieces, some of them as big as your fist, some of them a little bit larger, some of them smaller. The people, under the direction of your quarrymaster that you'd left behind, have gathered these rocks and have been using them to start rebuilding some of the buildings surrounding Homeal. And the first building that they have reconstructed successfully, and you can see there's a little bit of smoke coming from the chimney. There's no panes of glass yet. There's some windows set into the walls themselves. Very primitive building, but a stone building nonetheless, is the Backflit Inn. And you can see there are quite a few people coming and going. It looks like some of them are getting a liquid breakfast, some of them are getting a nice lunch, some of them are just there to get hammered. And an enormous track has also been cleared from the entrance of Homeal, leading deeper into the woods themselves, where you can see that they have cleared a track to pull the stone blocks out from the quarry towards the town itself, which has now formed a ragged gash into the woods directly towards the direction of the quarry that they have created. And yeah, the city is, the town is far more bustling. Where before you had downtrodden townspeople wandering around tending to their sheep, living lives of depression, now you can see there are several new faces. Almost 24 new faces. Various people that have come from across the land to come and live here. It is very heartening to see the city so busy. As you step into the town, you actually hear Hippo in the background. There's that bastard that said this place was a peasant village. And yeah. But yeah, it's bustling, it's busy, and it looks like a lunk has been used enough so that people are not really giving him a second look anymore. You can hear him crashing around the trees and pulling stuff out and dropping stuff, and people are telling him to move lumber, and just generally having a good time. And yeah, what would you gents like to do now that you've returned back to your hometown?
We should probably go check in with the Burgermeister and get a rundown
Yeah.
of things.
Sounds like a very smart idea.
All right. You look around, and of course, find the Burgermeister in his study, and the poor man looks simultaneously happier than you've seen him so far, and at the same time a lot more stressed out. And you can see he's been busy going through a ledger, and looks like he's trying to count up food stores, and just generally get an idea of what the hell to do with all this bustle and hustle that's going on in the city itself. Oh, hello.
Oh,
You lot are back. That's been quite a while. I started to think that something had happened.
Oh no, just saving the Dwarf Kingdom.
You what now?
oh, just a small side business that took longer than intended, saving the Dwarf King. Oh, just minor stuff, really.
Killing a dragon. Killing a dragon again.
You lot are having me on now, yeah?
I show him my dragon dagger.
Ooh. I think that's the prettiest thing I've ever seen.
Made from dragon.
Okay. That's pretty cool. I don't suppose you kept any of the meat or anything. Food's a little bit of a problem. There are a lot of people who suddenly started showing up here.
No.
That's a little bit worrying. Yeah, the hunters are having to move a little bit further abroad now to try and find game and such because, Lunk, he eats them. And then all these new mouths. Quite a lot of new people. Although we built a tavern. Did you see the tavern? The tavern's really nice.
It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, there was this green, little guy who showed up. And, after you left, and he said that you guys had organized the trade. So I thought we had all these new types around, so we started with the Rock, the Garden Tavern built. So now people are going there, and then they give their boxings there, and then we give them booze. It's pretty nice. It looks like I think we might need a treasury or something now. And he points behind the desk and opens glances around, make sure the door's closed, and then he opens a chest behind him, and there's just a chest full of boxings now behind his desk. So we used a lot of the boxings you gave us, but we made more. So we Yeah, there's like quite a few now.
Okay, but you say a food is issue. Perhaps we should try and. Is that even a thing? I was thinking if could we buy any food from nearby settlements?
I mean, suppose, I have it sent down with a raft or something.
Well, if food becomes a big issue, then that's what we're supposed to have to do. Although we should probably find another answer to it before we do that.
Okay, well, we moved a lot of the people out of the keep. There's only a few more left here. We're making homes for everybody around the outside. I don't know if you saw the stone. We're like replacing the wood and all that. It's pretty nice.
Yes, it is quite an improvement from your previous abodes.
Also, we fixed the roof in the library because I know you like to come in here and like read stuff. He like points at the ceiling and you see like somebody's actually like roofed over the shingles properly. And the room is now looks to be actually watertight, which is a first. And we also cleared out a couple of the stables and stuff here for you guys, and like made them proper rooms. There's some furniture and stuff there if you guys want to move in there. Because I said you probably want to take the whole keep for yourself, but we still need to build some more places for people, so we don't have enough place yet.
We would be happy with whatever accommodations you can provide, Sir Burgermeister.
No,
This is
no,
our-
it's really not.
Not,
It's
not
really
just
not. So, yeah, it's been really busy. Also, we got a bunch of supplies. A bunch of dwarves brought it around. They said you guys bought it. And we made sure that's all stored nicely out of the rain. It's actually really nice not having a leaky roof.
That is very true.
So, yeah, that's really it.
How's the mine going?
Oh, the dwarf lady says it's going really well. I don't know much about rock, but she says it's going well. They put a big pile in front because we didn't know what you wanted to use it for. So it's there. So you need to decide what you want to do with it, and then we can get Lug to carry it where you want.
Oh yeah, what was the plan with this? Shall we use it to repair the walls first, or shall we start importing it immediately?
Prob-
50-50 split, I think.
yeah. Yeah. See if we can start
Excellent.
trading it for food.
I suppose we have enough money for food itself, but yes, more trade.
Hold on. And he like walks over to one of his now dry bookshelves, pulls off a book, puts on a spectacle, but you notice there's actually no glass in it. It's just like a rim. And you see, this is like a newer fiction because the previous times you didn't do this when you guys were with him. And he like puts it on carefully and like looks over the top of his nose at the book. There's 45 blocks quarried so far in the almost 3 months since you've been gone. There's quite a few.
Okay.
So let me grid the table for you so you guys can see how long. That is not the
Oh,
right
it's
button.
not the grid button.
No, that was
I'm sorry. Damn you, button. Why is the flip button next to the menu button, I ask?
That's a really good question.
Such a dumb place for a button.
Oh, also, what is our plan about? Shall we stay in Homeal for a little while, making sure everything works well? Because I could spend some time here making with that now stone available. I could be using it to
Speaking of time, we cleared out a room for you, Mr. Man. fish, shrimp. This area's been cleared out for you. There's like a bunch of metal and wood bits and things in there. And yeah, we just left it all there. We don't know what to make of it.
Alright. I can always find something to use some random pieces of metal and wood.
They say you wanted it. Some dwarves bought it. The ones who brought the food and blankets
It was
and
you
tools.
bought in
Oh, yes, of course, that is correct. My device.
Yeah, I don't know. I told them to put it there.
Eddie now has to think to himself, what the fuck, what did I buy? Why did
I remember it's my printing press. It took me a second to, like, calculate.
But yeah, most of these are like cleared out now. The buildings for you. So if you want to pick a room or start a barn or something, there's some space there now. So, stone blocks, boys. You've got about 25 blocks. You can see, here we go, 5-foot squares laid out.
Sorry, what was the size of these blocks? 5 by 5 feet?
Yeah, 5 by 5 feet. Pretty much the width of the walls is about 5 feet. So.
How high is the wall?
Highest point on the wall is 35.
Okay.
But it varies depending on where the wall is.
Okay. No, I'm just trying to have a look at just to try and prepare.
So about seven high, and then yeah, 5 feet wide.
We need 6. That's 5 feet, so we'd need 6 blocks. 12. We'd need about 24 blocks to finish off the wall here. Then, between 20 and 24 blocks. And we could, yeah, so 50-50 split. We could happily sell the other 20 blocks off to any of the towns who are even out the dwarves if they may need stone to rebuild. Pre-quarried stone they could shift it up to the dwarven capital.
That idea. The only problem is, no, I suppose not really a problem. You can move it almost all of the way to Carborum, so yeah, should be fine.
Okay. But yeah, what's our long-term plan? Are we just gonna stay in Homeal, or are we just gonna how long are we gonna stay in Homeal until we start looking for the rocks? Because I assumed that was our next step was to go somewhere. I forgot where we were specifically gonna go to, but
Drasko wanted to go and visit the gates, gates of blood.
Yeah, I know, but where were we going first? Because we had lots of locations.
I thought we were gonna go kind of.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, how long are we gonna? But more importantly, how long are we gonna spend in Homeal? Are we just gonna leave tomorrow, or we're gonna spend some time here?
I think we spend a couple of weeks here, just trying to help out where we can, and maybe tend to the people and those that are new in town to get their impressions, and to see how things are going,
and sort out the food problem.
Solve the food problem as well, and prepare ourselves for the next leg of the journey. Gather what information we can, and see what we can find out, and then make ready to go.
Okay,
What are your thoughts? Because it's going to take you a while to set your printing press up, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm also probably gonna start using my fabricate to start on the wall, because I can do 3 blocks with fabricate, which is 30 minutes, and then so the rest of the day would be for me just setting up my printing press.
You also have a lunk to help.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, not with the printing press, but with the wall.
Yeah, with the wall.
I was gonna say, I don't know about the printing press and log, but it sounds like a terrible combination.
Hurry up and
Well,
learn
I'd probably
the
if it's going to be Actually, no, that's not how. Yeah, I'd probably I can do like 3 blocks a day. Plus, if ever, somebody else is helping me, but I assume Fab Brigade's probably gonna be the quickest way to do it. I mean, obviously, I'm not designing to have it all done, you know, in the time I'm gonna spend here. But yeah, that's probably going to be what I'm going to be doing with any free time.
So Liddy's going to
You're
be
not,
studying.
you're not studying your weird spell.
No, I'm just gonna save that for later. I'm just gonna be working on the town and my printing press first. Gonna leave the weird guy, creepy skin face book for later.
I'll have you know, dwarven ancestors are held in high regard, you ungrateful git.
Yeah, but I'm not a dwarf for now, am I?
Wow. Racist.
Never told us that it was a dwarven ancestor book. You just described it as being covered in human skin and held together by beard.
I didn't say it was human skin.
Skin. I was half expecting it to be like, for the writing to all be in blood and, for us to have to recite Klata, Verata, and Nikto every time we wanted to do something.
Rude. So Liddy's going to be helping to construct walls and printing presses. What is Cleve going to be doing? Well, Liddy is helping with wall construction.
Making sure the inn runs smoothly.
Shouldn't you be working on
Looking into food trade.
Okay.
Well,
And
we
what
should probably
about your-
specifically like food production itself,
And-
like farms
and
or something.
What about your weird cultist that you're traveling with? What are you going to be doing, Brienne?
I am going to go and head out to the quarry and chat to the dwarven supervisor lady, as well as the people of the quarry, and find out how things are going and what we can do to make things better, and what we can do to make their lives better as well. How can we make things more comfortable and easier for the people at the quarry as well as checking up operationally on how things are going and find out if the dwarven lady has decided if she would like to stay for longer or if she wants to return back to Minsk.
Okay. So,
stop.
weren't you going to go to the lake as well?
Yeah, that's marked on the map.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
You mean as part of the grand tour or Brienne on her own?
Or go directly there. Doesn't make any difference to me either way. I'm just wondering.
No. The moment that the round tour thing is still
The plan of action.
for now.
Mm-hmm.
Before we, it's late afternoon. You said, hey?
Yes, it's currently late afternoon.
Before we retire for the evening or do anything, I would ask the Burgermeister how things are going with the Prophet. How is he been doing?
Yeah.
Is he still as insane? Has he calmed down? Is he still a danger to himself? May we see him?
No, if he's a danger to himself. But he calmed down about a month ago. He went he's a little bit more relaxed now. Yeah, I mean, if you want to see him, he's still locked up.
With
yeah.
your permission, I would like to.
You really don't
ask
need my permission.
Beef and Shrimp, do you guys want to come with? I'd like to go and see
Sure.
how the Prophet's doing.
I should probably drag everyone along.
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
drag Gralden and Razgor with as well. They'll just stand
Rascal's
there. in the
already with
corner.
his men, like,
Well,
doing
I-
strength training.
I yell out to Razgor, "Come! We're going to go and see the Prophet. You and Gralden need to come with. You can stand in the corner looking surly, but we all need to be there."
Burgermeister unlocks the chamber where they keep the prophet chained to the wall. And he's looking a bit better. Doesn't look quite as wasted as he did before. And looks at you, Brienne, like in the eye, and there is a moment of cognizance where he looks to be all there. And then he
Mhm.
looks you straight in the eye and he smiles and then goes back to trying to gnaw on his.
I sort of, as same as last time, I gently pry his jaws away from his wrists. And is he still looking as disheveled, or
Oh
is he
yeah,
actually
like
looking?
he's still just
No.
covered in his
Okay.
own filth.
All right. Okay. Well, once again, same as last time, I'll go and grab a bucket of clean water and a sponge or a rag, and just try and clean the worst of it off, and ask him, and just talk to him. How, how are you doing? You're looking healthier.
How are you doing?
Go anywhere nice
He's
on your
trying to
holidays this
your
year?
Still seems unresponsive. Other than that brief moment where he just looked at you and had that smile, he's just doesn't look like he's really paying much attention to what you're doing. Tries to avoid the water. Occasionally tries to bite you.
I'm
Just,
after
just typical.
same as last time.
Just typical.
Yep.
Typical prophet.
Again, like last time, I sort of, if I take it, just grab hold of him that he's touching my hand and not gloves or anything like that. That would seem to have been the trigger last time.
Again, you see him focus, become clear, stop shaking, sits up a little bit straighter, and looks at you, and you hear him say, "The third prophecy of their deed. The chosen must endure and stem the endless grey tide that threatens to swallow the land. Only by finding the key to the Nameless One's tomb can they prevent the floodwaters of chaos from ending here."
You pop that into Discord or something?
Yep. We'll put it right under the name of Bungo.
That and Hippo's been.
The endless great tide. What is that, mist?
We'll probably find out soon.
I'm sure it will be fine and nothing bad will happen.
Yep.
And again, as per before. What's that, lady?
I don't know. I was just saying, what the hell could a great tide be?
That's the irritating things about prophecy, so terribly vague.
Absolute. While he seems to be slightly more cognizant while I'm holding his hand, I take the opportunity to ask him if there's anything we can do to ease his current position.
He pees.
What happened
Not
if
so
you
much.
poked him with one of your magic stones? You should do that.
A grey metal hand in the sky has snickered, so I'd rather not.
You should do it.
You do it.
I don't have a magic stone. People keep stealing them before anyone else can get to them.
Other than the one that you blew up, the last one I gave to Shrimp, and the ones before that, the only reasons I have them is because nobody thought to pick them up.
Go on, touch one on the crazy man.
Not while there are so many people around us. That, based on what's happened every other time we have used the stones for something, the results have been rather explosive, and I'd rather not expose Homeheal to that again anytime soon.
It's no fun. It might give him greater insight into the prophecies.
Shrimp, what are you thinking?
I'm gonna try with my stone. See what happens.
It's worth a shot. We know with my stone that things tend to be explosive.
You're gonna use your purple personal stone, your focus.
Yes.
Sure. Where are you placing it?
Yeah, just gonna tap him in the forehead.
Just clock him on the head with a rock.
Well, not clock him, lightly tap it.
Yeah. And while Shrimp's doing this, I'm just closing my eyes and uttering a short prayer that hope that we're doing the right thing.
Hmm. Nothing happened.
Well, I touched the crazy man with a rocket, nothing happened.
You should really cycle through all of the stones.
Sure. Brienne, can you give me the red one?
I'll take the red one and
Are
pass
you
it over.
sure?
I know that my stone is the weird one. We remember that from the archives. So there's definitely something with my stone is definitely different. But the others, as Shrimp may remember, they all point to various aspects of divinity.
Actually, no, the red one's bad. I'm just gonna use the other one I have in my possession, not the personnel one.
The green one? Or the pink one? Who's got the green one?
I've got the green one.
Yeah, I've got one color.
The one we picked up from the dwarves.
The purple
That
one.
last one. The purple one, and then his one, and then I've got my one, the red one, and the third one. I can't remember what color the third one was.
Yeah. Greenish yellow.
Yeah, those are the three that I've got.
Okay, so which one are you twatting him with, Liddy?
The purple one.
Purple one.
Yes.
Sure. What's your spellcasting DC?
My spellcasting DC should be 60.
Well, you guys hear a... And he's gone.
Shit. I should have run that.
Oh, fuck!
Wait,
forgot.
wait. Let's give it a minute.
It won't be long, he'll be back now.
We wait a minute.
Yes.
It happens.
A minute passes and nothing happens.
He's still gone. Make an Arcana check for me.
Shit.
Shrimp.
I am making an
Get rid of
Arcana.
Possible. Did you just banish our only source of possible information as to what's coming?
19.
So, you remember that the Banishment Spell sends people back to their native plane,
Yes.
and that they will be back if they're from this plane. They'll be back after a minute.
He's not back after a minute. Okay,
From this plane. Well, at least we've now learned something about the Prophet.
What happens if you touch me with it? I'll see if I can find him.
Sure. I tap Cleef with it.
Make a Charisma saving throw, Cleef. It is Charisma for Banishment, I believe.
Fail. So, 7.
Oh yeah, that's way low enough.
Yeah, Charisma.
Cleef is like...
Never comes back.
Cleef, you're in a formless stasis, basically. Never ending, never changing. Completely incapacitated, you don't know anything, you do not feel the passage of time, you are not conscious. And then Cleef reappears back where he was standing a minute later, to the second.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Yeah, I realize that now. I may have forgotten the function of this one.
Let's hope that the big metal hand in the sky takes pity on us and sends us a new prophet.
That's
It's fine, it's
possibly
fine,
one thing.
it's fine.
New plot hook! Yay!
Quick load, god damn it.
Save scum.
Sorry, I
You
saved
see-
over the quick save.
You see, the Burgermeister go, what happened?
Shrimp sent him home.
Yes, that wasn't intentional, but that may have happened, yes.
Is he dead? Is that like a euphemism?
No, as in he literally just popped and disappeared.
I know, that's why I'm
Like,
worried.
to do the thing to Cliff again.
To be fair, it's an oof.
So, yeah. So that's the thing. At least you got the prophecy before you poofed him.
I take it this is something else the DM was not expecting.
Not even
Sure, this was something
anymore.
you were completely expected.
Not completely, but planned for, considering how the previous campaigns went.
So, Burgermeister, she should probably send out word to the priests that were here, you know, when we turned up. We should probably talk to them about this.
They live.
Yeah, if you could, like, I don't know, send somebody to try and find them in wherever they went town.
I mean, I suppose I could send 1 or 2 people out to ask around.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Just out of curiosity, do you know where it was that the priests were heading to when they left Homeal? Did they perhaps tell you?
I think they were going to either Kreishaw or I don't know, I think maybe to Rakta. I'm not 100%.
No.
Didn't really pry. It's church stuff, you know. I mean, it's nice that they teach you to read, but kind of boring.
Reichster is the closest town to here, so
I mean, that was a while ago. That was like 3 months ago almost. 10 weeks. I don't know how long they stay for. It might be somewhere else. Maybe there, I don't know.
Does anybody even remember where this prophet even came from?
Well, he was here when we turned up.
Yes, I realize that. However,
Priest
it
brought
sounds
him.
like it's
So the priest
somehow-
brought him with them.
Yeah, they like said, hey, don't let him hurt himself. He needs to do something important. And then, yeah, they had him lock here.
Do you know where the priest got him from?
Never thought to ask. I mean, they're priests. It's not like they're gonna kidnap some random guy, you know.
Yeah, they totally wouldn't do that.
I mean, yeah, the priest. So, fine gentlemen. What are your plans for the day? Or for the evening, I should ask.
Hey, Brian, could you give me the green one for a moment?
Oh no.
okay. But before we do that, I think it might be a good idea if you and I are going to start experimenting with the stones to do so where we're sort of like the town is outside of the explosion radius, don't you think?
Yeah, it's fine. I don't think any of these will actually explode. I did some.
I'd
research
rather
on them.
not take the chance if it's all the same to you.
Oh, fine. If that's so important, we can go out of the town.
Okay.
Just
So-
to be on the safe side.
Are you coming with, or
No,
you gonna leave
Clee's
these
gonna
two
go
to-
check out the inn.
Okay. So before we get to the stone exploration, Cleve, you make your way out of town, outside the city walls, down to the various foundations that are busy being laid out, structures in the new city or new town. And all around you, you can see the squatter shacks that have been built up against the walls on the outside. Many of them have been replaced by the same style of jagged stone rocks that have just been piled on top of each other and then had the gaps in between filled up with some kind of cement mixture to form walls that actually look quite beautiful, but in a very like slapdash kind of way. Rustic. You make your way down to the backflip inn, and as you get closer to it, it's actually bigger than you thought initially. The inn itself is only a single floor. The roof is open at the top. So, like, you know, like the roof isn't flush with the walls. There's like a gap at the top where you can see smoke billowing out. It looks like they didn't have like a proper, they don't have a proper second floor or anything built above it. And as you push open the front door and step inside, you can see that it's very basic. There's a big fire pit in the middle that has been set up. Boar or some kind of forest animal on a spit there. Half of it's been eaten, so you're not entirely sure what it is. There's conversation all around. You see there's long trestles laid out. And at the far end, behind the counter there's a single counter at the far end. And behind it, you see there are stacked open barrels. Put down, at their base to the ground. They're not lying on their sides with a tap or anything. And the way they serve is they literally just take a flagon and then dunk it into the cask and then hand it out to the person who ordered.
It's unhygienic, but I'll give him a pass.
It's pretty, like I said, it's pretty basic, but hey, it's the start of a tavern. And the person sitting behind the counter looks at you, and you recognize him as Dranog Stormcaller, the Goblin Druid.
My man!
Oi! What you doing with the ale?
I buried it here whilst I went up to the dwarf place so it'd be safe.
Ah, clever.
Can I reach into my pocket and hurl the bag of magic weed at him that I have not touched? That he forgot to take with him.
Sure, you throw it at him and you see his hand snap up, catch it. You see him open it, look inside. None of it missing. And what can I do for you? As the owner of this fine tavern.
Is he just full on yo, I'm a goblin?
Yeah, pretty much. You can see he's got a very, very dirty towel just wrapped around the front of him instead of having a proper what do you call those things? Go in front of you, not napkin, apron. Thank you. My brain couldn't apron for a moment there. Instead of an apron, he's just got a big old towel wrapped around the front of him, and he just doesn't give a single shit. It looks like the people in the bar have been here so much over the last month that nobody really pays him half a mind anymore. And as you step closer,
woman, I wonder.
As you step closer, you see he's actually standing on top of another cask of ale behind the counter. The counter's too high for him to see across. And he's actually standing on top of another keg. And you see all the kegs themselves have got this same symbol that you guys have found at Pinnacle Rock stamped into them.
Oh, it's good shit.
Oh, it's good shit.
So business seems good.
Ah, it's fantastic. Do you know how sad it is just to brew all this and then try and drink it yourself every winter? Got fucked up?
I would describe that as crippling alcoholism. I've been there.
No. And he reaches down and scoops a flagon and puts it down for you on the counter. On the house!
You are a gentle goblin.
Indeed. And you see him take his layer robe and wipe his nose. So, you lot back?
For now, yeah.
Excellent. Time to make some more money. Your town is coming along nicely.
That it is, and there's gonna be some dwarfs here soon. Even more dwarfs.
She wasn't so bad. Better than the first one.
The first one?
Oh yeah, that first dwarf you got to help with the rock is a real stick up her ass.
Oh,
so we got a new one.
You got a new dwarf.
Yeah, but O'Neilda was fuck you, goblin. So I was fuck you. And then she left.
And this new dwarf?
I mean, she's a right legend looking at all the rock out front.
So you just... Brunhilde's still okay, though.
Oh, yeah, I just shit in her drinking water before she left.
It's a bit rude, but okay.
She had it coming.
This new dwarf is, who?
Oh, she's apparently some bigwig. Dwarven City, I don't know, some shit. Wasn't really listening. She was just like blah blah blah, honor, blah blah blah, filthy greenskin, blah blah blah, and then I got her absolutely fucking hammered, and then she shut up, and it was great. I don't know. But yeah, she lives like up the road in that like little cabin thing you guys built for her before the game, or the other one came. I don't know. They all look the same to me.
Well, I'll have to go say hi at some point then.
You do that. Finish a drink. Have a good time. I'm going to deal with the customer. See, like behind you, there's like a short queue that is formed while you've been taking up this time.
I will finish my drink and then buy a round for everyone.
Here we go. Alright, you lot, it's around on the house. It's like everybody like gets up and comes to the front to come and get their free round. Like a lot of backslapping going on. Getting like pushed around a bit, like arms getting this guy. A lot of them are like pretty 3 sheets to the wind at this point. Not really the most sober lots, but they seem in high spirits. They seem to be happy. So, Cleve steps out of the tavern. Lady and Brian, you said you guys are busy with your stone.
It's ideally out of we based on our experiences, we know sort of how big the explosions tend to be, and we'd like to, if we're going to do any experimentation, that Homeal is out of range. The town is only just rebuilding. I really don't think the townsfolk would be too happy if they had to rebuild everything again.
Or summon another tentacle monster.
Or summon another monster.
Yeah, you know.
So, what are you doing for the experiment?
Seeing as how if I touch people with the purple calling conjuration rock, it seems to tap people out of existence, banish them. I would like to see what I specifically only want to test one, because the other ones don't look so good if you touch people with them. Specifically, I want to try out the green one. What happens if I or let's say Brienne touches me with it? What happens?
Do you have resistance to necrotic damage, lady?
No, I do not have any damage resistance unless I have the thing active, which I do not.
Oh, we haven't done it yet, so you could activate whatever thing you wanted to activate.
Oh, no, I'm just asking from my end. I know how the stuff interacts.
I wouldn't activate anything for testing.
Okay, so you're just doing a straight baseline test to see what happens when you use green rock on it.
Yes, I just want to see if other people can use these things like properly.
Okay.
So it isn't just me touching them.
All right.
Brilliant. So you've got the green rocky, right?
Yep.
You boop Letty on the snoot.
Yep.
Letty, I need you to... Actually, do you get to make a save against this? You do not.
Okay.
Brian, roll 3d6 for me.
10.
10. Letty, you take 10 points of necrotic damage. Brian, you heal for 5 points of damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
You both actually recognize this because you, Brian, I think you actually have the spell. It is a effect very similar to Vampiric Touch.
I explain as much to Shrimp what I felt happened there.
oh yeah, no, I actually felt it once before. I don't remember. It was back when we got the green rock, with the underground thingamajiggy.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Not likely to forget what that thing did to everybody.
Oh yeah, no, I remember Cleve getting drained by it, and me getting killed by it for some reason. I don't really understand the relationship with that.
It seems to function similarly to a spell known as Vampiric Touch, which uses necrotic energy to transfer life force from one creature to another.
So, do you want to try any of the other ones? I mean, we already know the purple one does. Mine doesn't do anything.
The purple one we now know seems to transport people two
It's
different planes of
like a
existence.
spell. It has an effect like they're called the like spell banishment. It sends creatures that are not of this plane back to their own one, or if you are from this plane, it kind of sends you harmlessly into a demi plane. It's a very nifty spell, but it's a little hard to use.
That leaves, we know my stone, every time we've used it thus far, seems to cause huge explosions. I'm rather scared to use that one lest it cause harm, which leaves us just with the red one. How do you think we should go about testing it?
This could be really dangerous. On the other hand, YOLO, so you touch me with it.
Okay. I take the redstone and very gingerly bop Shrimp on the nose.
Let me look for the stats for this quickly.
Oh god. Sorry, Shrimp.
How bomb?
Don't worry, I knew something was going to happen. I'm literally just like risking it just to see what the hell happens.
How explosion proof is the inn?
Like this.
Not as explosion proof as you would like.
Oh no. The inn.
So the first thing that happened.
That's why we're a fair distance away.
So the first thing that happened is your mouth melts together, Liddy, when he boops you with the stone. And you stagger backward. Most of the metal components in your body suddenly start springing out as a organic growth inside of you starts to burgeon inside of your body and through your limbs, ripping you apart from the inside out. As you stagger backwards, Brian, you look on in horror as his lower body fuses together and his upper arms get pulled closer and he grows ever larger and larger and larger before eventually falling to the ground on all fours. His entire head now a seething morass of tentacles, eyes popping in and out of the skin, running like fluid. You see a pair of long cephalopod-like tentacles burst from his back, growing in either direction. And before you stands a creature. Make a wilderness survival check for me.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. You've only heard of these things described, but it is a otiok. It is a grotesque, bulbous, ugly, warty creature with a gaping maw, and as he stands there, he starts secreting this disgusting odor all around him. What's the intelligence score on these things? Oh, just barely alive. Lady, your int drops to 6
Oh,
while this happens to you.
Shrimp,
However,
are you still in there?
This creature does have limited telepathy. You can transmit simple messages and images within 120 feet of you.
Oops.
Transmit a photo. Well, I rolled. I transmitted an image of dice being rolled and two d6s being rolled and both ended one.
Snake eyes. Okay, is Shrimp stone anywhere on the ground there?
It looks like everything that Shrimp was carrying has been drawn into this new form that
Okay.
he's currently occupying.
Okay. I sort of like close my eyes and like look at Shrimp and try and mentally project. It's like, okay, what now? As a thought to him.
Nothing comes on your end, Shrimp.
Okay.
Fuck.
Okay. So I have an intelligence of 6 now.
Yep.
What I could do with some divine inspiration right about now.
Just hear from the distance. Touch him again!
No. Okay. Yeah. I have an intelligence of 6. I transferred the image of dice being rolled again.
Okay, I'll take the redstone again and touch him with it again.
Does
What's
nothing.
Okay, that didn't work.
He's out of warranty, you know.
No, the only stone left. Okay. No wait, Shrimp took the purple stone, so it's not like I can even try and do the banishment thing. The green stone, we know what it does. The red stone, we know what it does. Fuck. I sort of take out my stone, hold it in my hand so that Shrimp can see it, and I look up at him with like, shall we try?
Hmm. Transmit an image of like just how do you transmit? Give me a moment.
You could always just hold up your tentacles placatingly.
Yeah, I'll
Like
do
hold
that.
up the tentacles and like, okay.
Actually, no, I don't have the intelligence to think too well. So, yeah, just image of thumbs up. Yeah, go. What's the worst that can happen?
And I use my stone and I reach forward, and as I reach forward, I am praying harder than ever. Please, Cthulhu, let this work. Please, 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 help. And use my stone to try and reverse the effect of this. And I am praying for all I'm worth here.
You tap him with your stone,
And there's a mighty explosion, and we all die.
and you see a dirty grey-green flicker of light run down from it across yourself and wash over his body. And nothing. Whatever interaction your stone normally has, it looks like your comrade's current form does not satisfy it. Or satisfy the condition for triggering its normal reaction.
Okay, I told. Hang on. God, this is not going to go well. I take the red stone out again and I hold it out to Shrimp and I sort of like gesture him, take it and hold it. And then I'm going to take my stone and touch it on the red stone while he's holding it.
Okay, I try and grab them with my new tentacles.
Well, I'm still holding it in my hand and like, sorry?
So let him make a dex check for me.
Okay, do I have new statistics for dexterity?
Yes, you do. Your dex is currently 11.
11, so the same as 7. I roll a 7.
You're having a hard time getting him to like A, understand what you want him to. His attention keeps wandering every couple of seconds, and B, no opposable thumbs. It's hard.
Okay, I'll just flip his tentacle over then and put the stone on it and try and use my hand to hold his tentacle still with the stone on it and touch my stone to the red stone like that.
Let me consult my chart.
Oh god.
Yeah, I have a thing with all the different colored stones and how they connect together.
No, my stone makes shit go boom. That's what I'm worried about, but it's the only one I can try. It's either that or like, kill him with necrotic energy.
Put every stone on him.
Okay, yeah, I'll put all my stones
Hold on.
Assuming he doesn't explode now.
Yeah. He's gonna hold all of the stones and then go boom.
Boom, boom.
Sorry, so run it by me again. What do you want to do now?
We're gonna put both of the stones that I have, the red one and the green one, on the surface of his tentacle, so that they are touching, and then I'm going to touch them, while holding, the tentacles flat. So holding on to him to keep the tentacle steady and doing all that. How big is the explosion, and how painfully do I die?
Too bad. Brian and Liddy, I want to know if both of you can roll dex saving throws for me, please. More
14.
Oof. 1.
Oh, that's not ideal.
Yeah, the dice gods did not.
Oof, I rolled well. Both of you. How much health does your new form have?
Well, currently I have 61 hit points because I got healed.
No, I was looking at Liddy's new form. He has 114 hit points. Um,
Yeah, he can take it. He can. In fact, he can shield me from the effects. Hint, hint.
Letty and Brian, you both
Yeah.
take 28 times 2 is 40, 56 points of
Fuck me.
psychic damage. As
Please
a
tell me
enormous
that,
blast rips a 30-foot crater, starting centered on where the two stones meet each other.
Yeah.
From where you guys are. Brian, you are flung backwards. The full
Okay.
distance, land prone in the dirt. Letty, your body is half blasted to chunks of meat. But you can take it, because your new form is incredibly tough.
How much
Compared
damage
to
was
your
that
normal.
again?
56 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
To put
Like-
it this way, if I
like
hadn't,
lying on the
if we
ground,
hadn't
like-
played around with that vampiric touch, I would be on 0 hit points right now. Thank God for temporary hits.
Yeah, like Letty, you are injured, but you're in way better condition than the guy who just did that.
Okay, but I'm still in this form.
You're still in that form, yes.
I transmit the image of just a thumbs down. Oh, and actually, no, the thumbs down, just like a shrug. Didn't work.
Okay, so I'll pack all the stones up, pick them up, and I'll sort of like take Letty by the tentacle and it's like, okay, let's just go back to town and go get drunk. Thief is never gonna believe this.
I guess. So, Griff, can you give me the stat block anyhow, or what was it? What was the creature again?
Sure, I can add it to you on Beyond. Well, let's see what happens before we go through.
Oh yeah, I was just wondering at the stat block. What was the creature called again?
Otiug.
How do you spell that?
Like
Otiug.
that.
Like it sounds.
I'm sort of like patting Shrimp on the tentacle as we're walking back. It's like, we'll
You guys
figure
are,
it
like,
out. We'll
getting-
get you back.
As you guys start walking back to town, Brian, you start hearing screams. As
Oh,
people
please, come on.
notice.
After everything that's happened to this town in like the last 3 months, this is gonna freak them out?
There is a very large, many-toothed, big multi-tentacled monstrosity following you.
Yes, but
Into
I'm holding
town.
it by the tentacle and patting it on the tentacle. Can
That's what's
the
freaking people out. There's like several people that are just like, oh my god, what's that? Run! Get inside and
it's-
find the children!
Is this happening at the same time
Okay,
Cleve's leaving the
it's
bar?
okay.
And this is happening at the same time.
Cleve
as Keith
sees
is
it and
leaving
goes
the bar.
back into the bar.
You just like make a 180, turn around, go back into the bar.
Another round for
Um,
everyone!
Yeah, it's like the best ever!
So like, I sort of get outside the bar and it's like, Cleve, could you just come out here for a second?
I'm boarding up the windows and doors.
It's something happened to Shrimp, and yeah, he kind of looks like this.
I take a peek out. Is
Like,
this magic?
yeah, it was. Shrimp and I were trying to figure out what the stones, the effect of the stones were, and well, yeah, this happened. And we don't know. I don't know how to turn him back.
You see one of the pseudopods like rear up, and then you notice that's where the eyeballs are. There's like a row of 3 eyes on the interior of the pseudopod, and they all 3 blink at you in unison.
Hold on, I should see what profession I am today. A lady in waiting. That's not very helpful. Can I attempt to draw on some deep and profound knowledge of magic that I might have?
Sure.
As a lady in waiting,
Roll a d20, let's see what happens.
I'm just thinking, lady in waiting, tentacles.
I add
I've watched
anything
enough
to it?
Hentai to know where this is going.
How did you roll? How much did you say
I
it
rolled a
was?
14. Oh, I add Arcana.
As a
16.
former lady in waiting, you have suddenly got the mental image in your mind of a book sitting on the bookshelf of the lady that you waited on. A scandalous tome. You think it was called The Lusty Argonian Maid?
I don't know, Brienne. Maybe you should just try and punch this shrimp thing, and maybe it'll turn back when you've punched it enough.
What is shrimp?
It's the quick question, Griff. Can I turn into my thought form?
No.
Mm,
So I'd like call out to Cleve. Could you at least, if nothing else, could you pour me pour us each a drink? We
Here
need
from
to
the
figure-
back, like the Renog. What the hell's going on out there?
my-
You're blocking the door! Get out of the door! It's an inn!
do I recognize the voice? As it being of the goblin, because I was with
Yep.
at the time. And it's like,
Okay.
that's like, minor magical mishap.
So?
Yeah, we just came to get a drink while we try and figure out how to reverse it. Any ideas?
See him like, Pippo like squeezes past you out the door. Holy shit, you're ugly! He says, looking at you. I have just the thing. Drink this! And you see him like reach into his robe, pull out a tiny casket he holds between his thumb and forefinger, like less than an inch tall. Throws it down on the ground, and you see it like whoop, grow to like normal, like 100-liter barrel size.
oh, okay.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And made it myself.
Okay, he said to go drink. I go drink.
Go drink.
Okay, lady, make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Okay, do I use the new statistics?
Yep, con of 19
Oh God, please.
plus 7 bonus.
Feels like
So I'm
matchmaking
assuming that we
guy.
want him to
Oh,
fail
wow.
this one.
I rolled I rolled a 3.
3 plus 7 is 10.
10.
Nice. You see the new form of Shrimp Stagger. The eyes look at you now a little bit bloodshot and bleary after finishing a barrel of what you can only assume to be incredibly potent drink. Puts his one pseudopod like on your shoulder, like, let me out of here. And then you see the entire like thing just like fall over onto its side, unconscious. And then as he lies there unconscious, you guys see the flesh start to shrink slowly back into the normal metallic form of shrimp. Ah, yeah, works every time.
Okay, well, at least now we know what the effect of the depowered stones all are.
At least he didn't try and hump my leg like they usually do.
Wait, they usually try and hump your leg?
No, not these ones. We use it when the lads are doing a bit of wild shaping. You know, they're going out for some hanky-panky with the local wildlife. Sometimes they don't want to turn around, so you know you need to
Okay.
knock them out and then.
Well.
Somehow
thank you
through
for
my
your help.
unconsciousness, I can just
I could do with a drink now, Shrimp.
What's that,
Yeah, it's one of the emanations of my subconsciousness. You can just hear what the fuck was that. That's kind of creepy with the dog fucking.
The goblins.
I don't care. It's a little creepy.
Hey man, is it really non-consensual if everybody's an animal at the time?
Well, it's not about being non-consensual. It's still weird.
Goblin druid's gonna goblin druid, yo.
Very true.
Go inside. I'm gonna have a drink now.
He like scoops you one from behind. You should probably like drag your friend in out of the sun. He's gonna have one hell of a headache.
Ah, no, I dragged Shrimp in here with me. Make no mistake.
Okay, you guys like prop shrimp up in the corner like a hat rack.
No, just got him there in the corner, and I relay everything to Clef, what we've everything that we've discovered now with each of the individual stones, what appears to happen when the stones in their current form make contact with a person, and what happens if the grouping of stones and everything, and the big explosion and all the stuff in between too.
Yeah, I was gonna say you look you're bleeding quite heavily from most of your orifices.
Yes. I will be going to go and patch
There's
myself
several
up
people in the bar who are just like looking at you with quiet admiration while you're drinking while bleeding from everything.
Yeah, well, after everything that's just happened, it's like, priority.
Lady,
The
half
alcohol
an hour
will
or so
numb the pain.
passes.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, shouldn't I wake pretty soon because I have a resistance to poison?
Yeah, you like wake up after about
It's
half an
fine.
hour with a very, very heavy headache. It feels like tiny gnomes with jackhammers are sitting on the interior of your eyeballs trying to escape.
Well, then, that was an experience. Also, this is incredibly painful. Why is this happening? Is this what normally happens when you drink? Because, I have no mouth. Don't drink.
Yes.
Why do you do this to yourselves?
To numb the pain of existence.
You numb the pain of existence with more pain.
Oh no, this is less pain.
But this is extremely excruciating. It's in my brain.
Trust me, it's better than not feeling it.
I sort of like pat Shrimp on the shoulder and like I'm going to save the other 3 hit points for myself for what they're worth, but I'm going to try and pass 2 hit points of lay on hands into him to just try and ease the ringing behind the eye.
Yeah, you're at full HP as far as your own HP total goes, but the lay on hands
well,
definitely helps with the
Right
pain.
at full HP because I lost 10 through the life transference.
No, you're at full HP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like
And then
full.
I sort of grab pass my tankard back to, well, for lack of a better description, the bartender, and ask him to fill it up again. Down it, and I'm going to go and head to my rooms now and patch myself up, and then, pass out and rest for a while.
Could I ruminate what effect that could have been? I'm guessing as a player, I'm guessing it was polymorph, but
They are on the box, yes.
Somehow I don't think the spell magic would have worked on it.
21.
Yep, it's polymorph.
Okay.
With a score like that, would he know if the spell magic would have worked on it?
Should.
Okay, good to know for next time.
If we ever need to turn somebody into a hideous monster, we know what to do.
Okay, so if I take it, you're gonna stay the night at the inn.
I want to go check in on this new 4 dwarf.
4 dwarf.
Yeah.
Okay, you make your way up to the train.
Isn't it kind of late at night?
It's not late.
Okay.
It's still a civilized time. Sure. You make your way up to the longhouse or whatever you want to call it that you guys constructed to house the 4 women initially that was here. And you see that in several places the place has been spruced up, like this new metal hinges that have been put in the doors, much better fit. And from under the door you see there's some light coming, so it looks like whoever's living is still awake.
I give it a polite little knock.
You're like, and you hear from like inside. Here, stomp. Door opens up, and in front of you stands probably the most heavy-set dwarf woman you've seen in your entire life. Like her arms are as wide as your thigh. Like she is muscle. And she's got a dark black beard that has been just braided intricately all the way down from her chin. to just above her stomach, and she's wearing heavy leather, like workman's clothing. Looks at you unimpressed, looks you up, looks you down. Right, what do you want?
Hi. I'm Cleve. I'm one of the people that hired your predecessor.
Alright.
Just trying to find out what happened.
Don't know, don't care, got a job.
Okay, fair enough. How's the mine going?
Who you say you are?
Cleve.
Keith, I'm Dertha.
Gerfa.
Dertha,
Derfa.
you long shank. Well, come inside, you can't just stand around the woman's doorstep, people are gonna get the wrong idea. She like turns around and walks in, and you can see the interior has been homified.
I head inside.
Like several well-made pieces of wooden furniture have been set up, 2 chairs, table. You see a hanging has been set up in the middle of the room to like split the house in 2, and beyond it you guess is probably where the bedroom and whatnot is. In front here you can see there's some stone jugs that have been set out. And she walks over to like a big clay pot. Can I get you a drink?
I've already drunk quite a bit, but sure.
Hi! She like turns around and puts down 2 stone mugs, opens up the big clay pot. You smell immediately like a meaty, like honey scent. This is here pour to. Alright, so. What do you want?
Oh, just want to know how the mine's running.
Oh, let's see. Did about 20 blocks first month. About 25 last month. And this month we look on schedule to be doing about 27, 28. Most of the lads seem to be getting the idea.
Oh, that's all I can hope for. Any accidents or anything?
A couple of broken arms and a couple of broken toes, people not listening. Dropping a big old stone block on their foot. That they learn. Won't happen again.
Good. How you finding Lunk?
Lonk is aptly named. That's what we'll say. Not very smart, but man's got muscles. Muscles like mountains. Mighty useful. We use him instead of a pack horse. We just have him drag the entire skiff with the blocks into town. Works pretty well.
He is pretty good at that. No interdimensional rifts opening up in the mine. Little metal men coming out and attacking people again at all.
Into what?
I'll take that as a no. That's good.
All right. Well, that's a very strange question, and you're a very strange one. So, is that all? You just came to ask about the mine, or?
How you doing? How you finding home meal?
Beats being on the road, I suppose.
We too have been on the road. We've just come back from the fine dwarven capital.
Yeah, what a bunch of stuck-up pricks.
Well, yeah, but there was a small civil war.
Alright?
Yeah.
Who won?
The king.
That's a pity.
The other dwarves. The Gwynsails. Yeah, they rose up a little bit.
Oh well. Never did sit right with me, those lot.
Some sinister magic.
Don't hold with magic myself. That goblin bastard down at the inn's got enough of that for all of us.
He does have quite a lot of magic. And quite a lot of
Oh,
ale.
and he does. Oh yeah, if it wasn't for the ale, I would have left this town long ago. In fact, that's probably why 90% of the people are staying.
Well, good news. We've just come in with a big old shipment of dwarven ale.
Ooh, now that's gonna hit the spot.
You will probably have to pry it from Razgor's cold dead hands, though.
Oh, don't worry.
I
I can
don't
just
think
sneak out the
Razgor-
bastard.
I don't think Razgor would mind, giving a single barrel of his dwarven ale, to aid the cause.
Alright, well, that's
Clef, go
great.
ask him.
What's it?
Why doesn't Clef go ask him quickly?
Because I don't know where he is.
Not like he's going to say no.
Because I fear
Alright.
as soon as I approach him in his barrels, he will attack me.
Well then, it's a rumor there's a battle of ale buried around the city somewhere. Townsfolk have been whispering about it now for weeks.
Yeah, I buried it.
Oh, so there is one. I thought they were just being daft.
No, it's there. I'm gonna go dig it up in a bit.
Ah, so really that good, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Don't suppose you'd send it my way?
You can have a cup.
Oh, at least a tankard or 3.
Okay,
What do I do with a cup?
you can have a tankard.
Stingy.
It's,
Alright, well, let's
real
go.
good.
Well, let's go unbury this bastard. He, like, gets up. You see her, like, reach behind the dresser where there's, like, the cups and things are standing. She, like, pulls out a shovel. Alright, let's go.
I'm gonna wait until it gets dark so nobody can see, and then dig it.
I mean, they saw you bury it in the first place. At least some of them did. How do you think the rumor started?
Then surely they should have known where it was and... Well, I told them not to dig it up.
Yeah, that's apparently you said not to dig it up.
I did say
I
that.
thought, what daft bastard digs a hole, puts a perfectly good cask in it, and then tells people not to dig it up and then bugger it all? That just sounds mad to me.
Okay, let's go dig it up.
Alright, so you guys make your way out. Back to the interior of the keep. Where fine skills would have been in much use.
Didn't I get him to dig the hole in the first place?
I
Yep.
think so, yes. This was like, would have been of much use to have him around right now. Yeah, takes you a good half an hour or so. Manage to not exactly remember, like you have a good idea where it is, but you're off by like a foot or so, and you have to like dig towards it. But yeah, eventually you guys manage to dig the cake pretty successfully. So you go, excellent. Alright, so I'll just take this with me to go wash off, and I'll bring it right back to you.
No. No.
Well, you can't drink it when it's all burnt and crusted.
No. I'm gonna grab it and jump in the well.
Oh. Jesus, it must really be daft. Okay, well, I expect my cup. You hear from above.
I sink, just hugging a keg. I'll sleep down here tonight.
Wow. She like shakes her head and like turns and walks off.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
what the hell? What the hell is wrong with the people of this village? So, unless there's anything else you gentlemen would like to do. Night passes, uneventful.
I am sleeping and resting and healing. Very important, that bit.
Hippo, you hear nothing, since you are at the bottom of a well.
So peaceful.
It's so peaceful, like... At first the pressure felt a little bit weird, but, you know, it was fine. But... who's all in the town currently? That's going to be Letty and Brienne and everybody else.
Yeah.
You guys make perception checks for me, please. That evening, while you are town. See if any of you hear this.
6. I perceive nothing.
17.
Shrimp, you're the only one who hears in the evening, late at night, deep into the early hours, probably about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. You hear the beating of enormous wings, almost like sailcloth billowing on a ship, with the sound of heavy breathing passing overhead.
Oh shit!
And then the sound gets softer, and softer, and softer,
Like it's going away.
like it's going away.
Okay. Did I know where Clef had gone for whatever the hell he was doing. I kind of missed that because I'd just taken my earphones off.
No, unfortunately, you did not perceive Cleef jumping into the well, tethered down by a keg of ale to hide from a dwarf.
Okay. Do I find anybody nearby? Actually, no. I'm just gonna go see what the hell the dragon's doing. I'm gonna go eat it.
That's a big jump to assume it's a dragon.
Well, whatever was flapping around. Sorry.
Well, I mean,
Dragons.
it's not a big jump for you because you have fought two of them. And it is a
Yes.
very familiar sound to you. You look outside and silhouetted against the moon, flying southwest from the village currently. You see no colors, just a dark shape flying away from you, at least 13, 14 times the size of the one you fought initially.
Oh my.
Oh my. That's not good. But it just flew over and didn't actually do anything, right?
Didn't do anything as far as you can tell. Just
I'm
passed
just
on by.
gonna watch it until it like passes the point where I can't see it anymore, and then I'm just gonna go back to my rest, I guess.
Alright, you sit and watch it.
Actually, no, I'll just stay outside and keep watch because I can just be
Sentry.
just while I am sentry mode activate.
So you just like sentry mode and you keep an eye on this thing until it dwindles into a tiny speck in the distance. You can hardly see it anymore. And then it might just be a trick of the light. You're not sure. It's dark, it's hard to see, but it looks like it turns right and loops back around. And that's how you stay until morning.
Ding 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 ding. Alert, alert, alert. Danger, Will Robin.
And you come to consciousness in the morning. Unattacked, unburnt, no dragon. Beautiful, birds are singing. So, Cleef is missing, from what you can tell.
Oh no! Oh no!
Brienne is about.
Yeah.
Hey, and Brian, have you seen Cleef?
No.
No. Also, warning. Last night there may have been what I assume is a dragon that was 30 times the size of the one we thought that flew over. Didn't do anything. I didn't alert anybody because nothing was burned in attack. And also, Cleef is now seemingly missing. I'm not sure if these two are related, but on the other hand, these coincidence is too strong.
How big did you say this dragon was?
Approximately 30 times? I roll back to thinking. Did you say 30 times?
13, 14 times.
No, sorry, no. I misplaced an integer there. I meant to say 13 times.
Oh my. That's pretty big. I don't think we have anything that could take anything on that size.
No, hence I didn't go alarm because I'd rather have you die in your sleep.
That's awfully kind of you, I think. Okay, well, that notwithstanding, let's see if we can find out what happened to Cleef. I'd start asking around if anybody...
I mean, I only heard it when it flew overhead. Do you think Cleef was actually...
If it had landed to catch him, I think the whole town would have noticed.
No. I don't mean Cleef.
Cleef does like to sleep up on the walls.
I mean, he doesn't need to breathe. He really likes backflipping all the time, and he doesn't seem to really age, and he's really old. And old dragons get bigger when they're older. So was Cleef a dragon?
I don't know. It could.
Griff,
Could
they found
actually
out too soon.
be.
Shit.
It's quite possible, I suppose. What do I know about dragons?
I don't know, what do you know about dragons?
Survival check or what?
Yeah, it'll be survival.
They big, they go fly.
Dragon Google.
I know fuck all about dragons.
Which do you know?
One.
One.
I know that they're
Nice.
big, they have flappy wings, and that's about it.
Yeah, well, you fought 2 of them. You know that, they
They're
puff,
big,
they can breathe
they have
fire.
flappy
Well, they can
wings.
breathe various things. You fought one that breathed fire and one that did other things with its breath weapon.
Cleave does have a breath attack.
Cleave does have a breath attack.
Jesus.
So very well may be a dragon. It's very possible.
It is possible, yeah.
Oh
It
my
makes
god.
complete sense. I mean,
Yeah, what the ship is saying makes complete sense to me. Cleef
But why
could be a
even
dragon,
now?
but why would he just fly off like that?
I don't know. Did something happen last night?
We'd better try and ask around and find out if anything's happened.
So-
I start questioning the townsfolk. Like, do they what? We try and piece together the last
you eventually
few hours of Cleef's life before he
And what's-
decided to.
make a charisma check for me, like to gather information as you're like walking around questioning people.
Oh fucking hell! Natural 20 on that one.
Nice. It doesn't take you long. Like most of the people know you. None of you have actually gone to visit your disciples yet. And you ask around, and eventually you hear that apparently Cleef was last seen in the company of a dwarven lady digging up a huge cask of ale. And after that, they saw her go home. She had a shovel with her that was dirt encrusted, and that was the last anybody saw of Cleef.
She killed him and buried him.
What
Well,
happened?
let's go and ask
Can
let's go and ask the dwarven lady what happened.
can I climb out of the well and make sure nobody's
No.
around?
Because there's no rope or anything else that you can use to get out of.
Spider walk up the side. It's only a well.
Yes,
They-
but what about your
Okay.
cask of ale?
What about the part below the well?
I can jump. I'll swim and jump like a dolphin.
And your keg of ale?
Let's see if you can swim and jump like a dolphin and do like a 30-foot vertical jump from a swim. And then another 20-foot vertical jump past the 30-foot vertical jump with a K.
21.
No. That's like 10 feet of jump. 10.5 if we want to be pedantic.
Oh, Cleef lives down here now. he took his.
What is it with you guys? What is it with you guys and jumping into this goddamn well?
It's so inviting.
At least I can escape it now.
Wait, so can I. I
Um,
can I swim up as high as I can and misty step out.
What did I just this?
What range?
Yeah,
30 feet.
it's not high enough.
Not even if I dolphin jump.
Actually, make another dolphin jump for me and try and like misty step. See if you can get out of here.
25.
25. It's about 12 feet. So you need to roll a 30 to be able to clear it.
Alright, I can keep rolling. I can jump and jump all day.
Okay, let's say for the next 2 hours, Liddy, Shrimp, and Brian, you guys are making your way around town. The
Well,
mystery deepens. You interview the dwarf, but she said she last saw him like with his keg, leaping into a well, and you're like, that's fucking silly. And then you like question more people, and you guys walk around town. Eventually, after a couple of hours, you're like, whatever, let's go check the well. And as you get to the well, you're just in time to hear a to like Cleef like dolphin his way free release style like out of the well with misty step and land sopping wait in front of you.
Oh, hey guys.
Oh, hi.
Uh,
Okay, so he was.
Hi.
Or is he still a dragon? Reveal your secrets, Cleef. Are you in truth a dragon?
I wasn't hiding.
I start checking.
my
I start
treasure.
checking Cleef for scales and fangs.
Don't go
and
down the well.
vestigial
There's,
wings.
bad stuff down there, and not where I'm hiding stuff.
Again, more bad stuff.
Yeah, but don't go down there. It's fine.
Why not?
I sorted it.
If
Oh,
there's
so there is no really bad stuff
Cleve,
down
if
there.
there's something bad down there, we need to know about it so that we can kill it, so that the people in this town can be safe.
I sorted it. Don't worry.
So there's no bad stuff there anymore.
That's
Make a deception check, Cleve. And you two can do insight checks if you want.
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
21.
Anybody with higher than a 21?
5.
I got a nat 20.
Liddy, you're like, yeah, Cleve
My
is a
gods
competent
tonight,
person.
hey.
Like, you're like, Cleve is like, yeah, he's competent. You're like, if there
Yeah,
was something
okay.
bad,
I mean, it definitely makes sense that I can't go down there because there's bad stuff, but the bad stuff's not a bad thing anymore. It's fine, okay, yeah.
I mean, it's a bit weird, but I mean, if he's dealt with it, he's dealt with it. You on the other hand, Brian, he's lying through his teeth.
Yeah. Cleve,
What?
please tell the truth.
Fine, I'm hiding my treasures down there.
Okay.
Why'd you have to pry like this? Cleve turns
fine.
around and walks off.
Now we know the truth. That's where he wants to keep the stuff he considers valuable. So we will make sure that that's his safe place.
It's where I'm keeping my hoard.
Is he a dragon, though?
If that's where the dragon chooses to keep its hoard. Wait, it's underwater. That means he could be a water dragon. What dragons live underwater, do you know?
Turtle dragon.
I don't know.
We shall have to research what dragons live in...
I mean, he seems, even though we've ousted him as a dragon, perhaps you shouldn't, like, pry into it too much, because it's like, having a dragon on your side sounds really...
Exactly, yeah. He could come in very handy. Can you imagine the next time we had to fight a different dragon and you know, we had Cleve on our side? He could fight the dragon for us. And if he's as big as you say, he'd be able to make mincemeat of it.
Yeah, well, everything's fine, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know why he didn't turn into a dragon when we were fighting that red one. I mean, not
Maybe he was trying to see. Maybe he was trying to see how we would handle it. Maybe it was part of some kind of test. It is possible. Dragons do like to test people. And like to.
Very true.
Yeah, it is possible. But next time we fight a dragon, we'll tell Cleve we know the truth, and it's his turn, and he can go and show us what he can do.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
There's nothing wrong or flawed with our logic.
No, nothing at all.
And we can definitely ignore the dragon sighting I saw last night, because it's definitely Cleve.
Yep, that was definitely Cleve.
Okay. So,
Cleve wants to like climb up on the walls and watch to see if the Cleve All Stars come out for their morning practice.
you haven't given the Cleve All Stars their stuff yet.
I know.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like after. Okay. Cleve, you are surprised, a little bit proud, and get a little bit of a tear in your eye when you see the square, but the interior of your castle. Keep. See people come out, and everybody like helping each other stretch for their morning calisthenics. There's the old people, there's children, there's like quite a hubbub going. Like looks like most of the town turns out for this. You see some of the newer people are just kind of like, the hell, you know, like this is not entirely sure what's up with that. But even one or two of them join in, and soon you've probably got a good 40 people all busy going through like their busy morning calisthenics routine, all like stretching, bending, going through forms, jumps, all sorts of different stuff that they're busy doing to limber up and get ready for the day. And you see a small child do a backflip. Not the best backflip you've ever seen, but it's pretty damn impressive. And then you see like an older gentleman do one as well. And like every time somebody does one, it's like a... Yeah, like everybody's like, yeah! Most of them aren't even looking at you, like, up on the walls. They're just, like, doing their own thing.
Sweet.
One of the peasants screams, I think the black flip means like just like, an allegory of the circle of the universe.
Shush, Fane, you're not
You're
here.
dead.
No, there was a peasant. That was not fair.
But yeah, it looks like there's quite a big group going of them. What would you like to do?
Cleef's gonna drop down onto a roof and then just run and do a big old running backflip off the roof and land in the middle.
Sure, acrobatics. Let's see how impressive you can make the spectacle.
22.
22, yeah, you like
Sorry,
leaping
23.
jump off.
God.
23. Leaping jump off of the roof and backflip once, twice, thrice, 4, and just before you stick the landing, a 5th time landing in front of everybody. And everybody's like, yeah, he's back! And you see like respectful silence settle across the square as they wait for your words.
I'm so proud. I'll wipe away the tears. And then I'm gonna call up all of my OGs, my elderly people.
Yes.
And I'm gonna present them all with a customized Cleef speed suit.
The flamboyant speed suit.
The amazing speed suit. Dwarven tailored. You see like one of them take it, like hold it up to his like stubbled face and all that, and it's just like, it's the softest thing I've ever felt. And you're like, ooh. And you see like people in the crowd like reaching out to like touch the suit, like, ooh. Is it ours? Can we put it on?
If I've given it to you, it's yours.
And you like immediately like they just run inside like various buildings to get some privacy and like start throwing on their speed suits. Doesn't take long, but 5 minutes later, and you see these terrible, terrible visions of these old, knobbly, spiny old people coming out in their custom-tailored speed suits. Cleef, it brings you pride. It brings quite a bit of horror to those looking on the spectacle that are not part of the backflip crowd.
Cleef is so proud.
So does our 4 dwarf recognize the make of those speed suits?
4 dwarf's not there at the moment. 4
Okay,
dwarfs
she's back in mine. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to go and say my morning prayer in the chapel as per usual, and hopefully my small congregation is there as well.
Yes!
2 with you that are there.
Yes, they are. And they look a bit different from the last time you saw them.
Well, I greet them with open arms and a smile on my face. So, welcome.
You see them all make the noodly sign back at you as you come inside. And the one who like takes your hand and grasps it and like bows her head in prayer with you, your hands feel cold and a little bit clammy.
That's not right, but okay. I grab hold of her and pull her into a deep hug.
Okay, so you guys are all busy catching up on your prayer circle there. Is there anything particularly you want to do?
I'm praying with them and I want to actually ask them how things have been, how they are all doing with everything, and what's all been happening and what they are planning on doing.
They've been telling you about how they've been going from door to door on weekends to tell people the good word, trying to get some prayer meetings going, and how they've been learning to make medicine from the druids, which they've been laying in for the winter and that kind of thing. And
I'm very pleased to hear that the druids are teaching them.
And yeah, it's just good things all around.
Yeah, very pleased to hear that.
And yeah, it's all good. Lady, what is Shrimp going to do before we finish off for the evening? What is Shrimp going to?
I am going to get started on my printing press. On my Basics of Mathematics Volume 1.
Okay, so you take most of the morning to put together the printing press. Didn't really come with an instruction manual, but you know, since you designed it, yeah, you're just like whatever. No problem here. It looks a bit different from how you envisioned it, but you know, it's fine. And yeah, you spend most of the morning, put it together, and then you realize, shit, paper.
We have plenty of
yeah.
trees.
Do we have plenty of trees? This is running out, like, paper. That's a thing.
Yes. I go back to my, well, I don't have a drawing board, but my
You're
metaphorical drawing board, and I draft up ways of turning trees into paper.
Okay, so you're basically going to do that. And then, is there anything else that you're going to be doing? Oh, yes, you're making the stone blocks, is what you said you were also doing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, because I can use 2 spell slots of my level 4s to turn them, use Fabricate twice. Then if I take a short rest, I can use the Arcane Recovery to get another level 4 back, so that's 3 blocks in total that I can use for, like, just making the, starting to make the...
While you're doing that, the Burgermeister rocks up, he's like, what are we doing with the stone blocks? Are we putting them in, or...?
We had agreed that we shall put half of it into upgrading the walls, and half of it shall be available for export. If anybody, if we can,
That's pretty
if you
good.
have it.
I actually, I could send someone's to the nearest cities and ask them if they want to buy any stone.
Oh yes, that would be very, very useful. Have them send, get feelers for if anybody wishes for exportation.
So, what are we doing on the walls, you say?
I'm just at first I'm going to see this whole ruin part where you had these old little dinky, grinky wooden parts. I'm just going to start replacing those slowly with these proper gatehouse design. No, the stone parts first. That wood can come later.
Do you need Lunk? Because he's not coming today, but we could send someone to fetch him.
Oh no! I'm just going to start with the pillars first, so I can then start making the arches later.
Okay, that's cool. All right. So, unless anybody has anything else, that's where we will be ending for this session.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
No combat today.
Ooh.
How unusual. So, you find Mental Gins are back at Homeal. You have various objects.
Just out of curiosity, how many people broke down when Razgor walked back in, knowing that they would have to do PT?
Oh, I was gonna keep that for Asgore, but many. Like, a lot of the new people didn't quite understand until they started doing strength training.
Ah, okay.
I'm gonna assume that
That
more
the-
people
the-
get
the
injured
old-
doing that than they do working the mine.
Pretty much.
And we can also assume that the old guard, so the guys that were first doing this,
Daves.
by this stage, the Daves are pretty much used to this, so they are probably
yeah.
laughing at you guys.
Yeah, the Daves have actually got a couple of NPC levels already, actually, in the background.
Whoa.
They're pretty bro-like. Yeah, they have the warrior NPC class, is what they currently have. So, anything else, boys?
No.
Everybody happy?
I'm going to
Yeah.
just spend some time in prayer and meditation. And contemplate more of what I learnt in the archives regarding my faith.
One thing that Cleef would like to do is make like a makeshift like ladder going down into the well, so he can easily access his hoard.
Okay. Cleef is going to spend the next... I'm assuming you guys are going to be here for at least a week or two at Homeal.
Yeah.
So, that's fine. It's a little side project. It's no problem. And that's it for this session. I hope you gentlemen enjoyed a bit more social interaction after the ridiculous keep assault.
Yes, that was actually...
It was hilarious.
I'm very impressed with the rather flamboyant. Yeah, flamboyant is about the best word to describe it. Dwarven,
Fabulous.
Bertram.
the Fab Five, because you said there were about 5 of them. You've been watching Queer Eye, haven't you?
I have no idea what that is.
Be glad.
I don't know what that is. Bertram and Friends are actually based on somebody I know in real life.
Oh no.
Do I want to know who?
What? They're fabulous.
Do I know them?
Oh no.
Okay, cool.
You don't.
He
But no,
said
they're fabulous.
relieved.
Yes,
You have to
Yes,
understand.
Keith. Sorry, what's that, Dirk?
No, I was just thinking, I just think he's like, yeah, it could be if there's there's a lot of people in PE that fit that.
Cleve, I'm surprised you didn't tell them where you're from.
I know where their shop is. I know their address. I'll send them a letter if I need more speed suits.
Wow.
Challenge his sensibilities. He doesn't know what to think.
You know how,
You
only need a
you
world
know
of
how us
mindset.
dragons are.
Yeah. That's gonna be an interesting one. So, yeah, that's where we end. Nothing really more to say on that one.
That's
I like how the dragon thing is just, yeah.
Disregard the fact there's an actual giant fucking dragon. Comedy plotline instead!
Well, I mean, well, why the hell not? Although I have to admit, the next dragon we fight is Clef. It's not going to go well for you. I am sorry to tell you this, but it really is just not going to go well for you at all. I hope you realize that.
If only you knew the deep Cleef lore.
The deep Cleve lore. Deep Lord of Cleve.
Yeah, because I think between Shrimp and Brian, we're at this point in time, I think we are both fairly convinced that Clef might actually be a dragon in disguise.
That is
Lady?
hilarious.
Sorry?
We are actually convinced that Clef might be a dragon in disguise.
Pretty much.
Yep. So next time we fight a dragon, what's gonna happen?
No, we're still gonna be fighting the dragon. We're just gonna be expecting that we have a dragon on our side.
We're just
So
gonna.
instead of going like, oh god, it's a dragon, it's like 13 times the size of the other one, we're just gonna be like, oh, look at this little baby dragon. You look at this sheep, Cleef.
And then Cleef's gonna go out, and we'll have Clef out in front, and we will flank and attack, of course, but Clef will be out in front and center.
My goodness. Ask your message, Cleve. I need to think about how we're gonna do this.
I do have an aberrant dragon mark. I'm halfway there.
I know. That's the problem.
Wait, you're actually gonna try and run with us now?
No.
Oh, well, fuck it, why not?
Why would you think that?
Oh, I don't know.
Besmirch the good name of totally human Cleef.
Oh, quickly gonna get a glass of water.
Totally human TM Clef.